Hello champs and welcome to this show. Now, I've reviewed many NASs on my channel, but this is not a NAS. It can fit any hard drive, 2.5, 3.5 inch SSD hard drive. It'll take any of those drives, and this is super simple. It's just basically plug and play. Plug it into your computer, access your drives. Now, I love my NASs, but there is actually a little bit of a learning curve to NAS. I mean, they're getting fairly easy to use now. They've got lots of good instructions, and stuff like QSync on the QNAPs is very easy, but there still is a little bit of a learning curve, whereas this is very simple. You don't have to know where your network places are or anything like that. You plug it in, it'll show up as a drive just like your USB thumb drive, or just like plugging in an external hard drive. Just that simple. And also, typically this is faster than a NAS. Like a NAS is usually limited by your network cable, which is usually about 112 megabytes per second read and write. Well, this thing here, I got writes of up to 390 megabytes per second using an SSD, and that's writes and that's not reads. So that's super fast. This is the ICYCube, made by ICY. You can get it in black, silver and white. This is a classy matte black, very good build quality. You have your 4 drive bays, you have your vents, nice matte finish, signed by ICY. And on the back here you have that killer fan there that cools down everything, and it's very hot here in Melbourne today, believe me. I appreciate a product that can keep my hard drives cool in this sort of hot weather. So what you get with it is obviously the 4-bay enclosure. You'll get the power brick, you'll get a USB 3 cable of course, and you get an external SATA, eSATA cable as well. So it's USB 3 and eSATA. They're the 2 connections. Typically USB 3 can transfer it around, theoretically maximum at about 640 megabytes per second, which is faster than any SATA SSD. So you're not going to get those speeds. Before, I got around 390 on a sequential write there. So that's pretty much nearly full speed of the SSD, not quite. It's 100 megabytes short of the full speed of the SSD. But you've got to remember there's overheads on this and there's overheads on your system. So it depends what USB connection you plug it into. With the external SATA, you can expect another 100 megabytes per second extra. So super simple to use. Pull out one of these drive bays, you get the hard drive, you put the hard drive in with the ports facing out on the entrance of the tray, and you just line up the appropriate hole, screw it in, and then plug it in, then power it on, plug it into your computer, and boom, you've got a hard drive. Just simple as that, plug and play, as easy as that. So of course it fit 4 hard drives. It can take the 10 terabyte hard drives. Now it doesn't support RAID, but you can use the built-in software RAID that Windows has, or you can download free RAID utilities, software RAID that is, and you can use that if you want to make an array of hard drives there. Also, when you plug this into your computer, obviously you're the only one that can access the files, but of course you can always network your computers if you know what you're doing, and you'll be able to access this drive from another computer to the computer that hosts this enclosure. They're very good value too, actually. I mean, I see them on Amazon for about $180 US or something like that. So they're actually a lot cheaper than NASs, and you get that benefit of direct attached storage there. So it is a DAS, it's just straight connection, so you get that super fast speed. And I was actually able to video edit off this drive with an SSD in here, so you're getting some good speeds there. So you can use this as your backup or as a working drive, and it's super quiet without the fan. With the fan there's a little bit of noise there, but it's also built to control vibrations. And even though this is not a NAS, I still recommend you get either NAS or enterprise hard drives, WD Reds, or if you want the best hard drives, get WD Golds. I have reviews on both those hard drives, WD Reds and WD Golds. Check out those reviews. You definitely want NAS or enterprise hard drives with this, because if you've got this on 24/7, even though it's got that killer fan that keeps things cool, there's still heat, there's still noise, there's still vibration, and NAS and enterprise drives are built for that. Consumer drives are not. Pretty cool mechanism to take your drives out. Metal, solid, beautiful. So it is plastic on the front. It's got a vent there. I don't mind it being plastic, but I would have preferred if it was not a glossy plastic, if it was just a matte black like the sides are and the rest of the unit there. Turn it around, you've got that beautiful matte black finish. It really does look classy and elegant. I really love the design of this. And of course, turn it right around and you got that, the jet engine, I call it. easy to take off, as you can see. Really cools things down, and it's pretty hot here in Melbourne at the moment. Definitely something I appreciate. It does have a little bit of noise, not gonna lie there. Even on its lowest setting, it does have a bit of noise, but it does keep things a lot cooler. If you're in a cool environment, maybe you don't need this on. So if you've got a controlled environment around 22 degrees in your house, you probably won't need this. You won't need this on if you have SSDs as well. But if you're in an environment that can get up to, I don't know, 30 degrees. When I come home the other day, my office was around 30 degrees and this was on because I leave things on 24/7. And if your house does get hot, because I don't have the air conditioning on when I'm away from home, and that's when the house heats up, and 30 degrees is quite a high temperature, and your hard drives will struggle if you don't have something like this. So on the back you have the external SATA, you have the USB 3 connection there, you have the fan speed, and that's to control this fan here. I'll put it back on in a sec. You have the power switch, the power jack, and Kingston lock, and I'll just show you how easy this goes back on. That's it. So a quality piece of kit here, definitely in the design stakes. It is beautiful, you won't have to hide it away. As I said, it is a little bit noisy, that fan, but I mean, if you've got TV on or other computers, you won't hear it. But if everything else in your room is silent, you will hear it then. And without the fan, you can't hear it at all. So if you have SSDs in here, super quiet. So what you see here is I've plugged it in, and as you see, it just shows up like a normal drive. You can see it there, it's my iDrive. I've named it IC Dock. That's what you want if you want something simple. You don't have to map a network drive or go to network places, etc. Super simple. Now here you can see the read and write speeds. If you look down to the third test there, which is sequential reads and write, have a look at the write speeds there. 390 megabytes per second. Okay, that's fast, and that's a write speed too. So super fast. You can actually use it as a working drive. I found no problems using it as a working drive. This has an SSD in it, so yeah, with a mechanical hard drive you're not going to get those sort of speeds. You're just going to get the speed basically of what the hard drive's capable of. And just comparing to say a NAS, if you've just got a NAS connected with one network cable, which is how most people have it set up, you're getting nearly 4 times the speed there on the writes there. So performance is great, and fill it up with another 3 drives, you'll have 4 extra drives there. That's my review of the ICDock ICYCube 4-bay external hard drive enclosure. So as usual guys, I'd really like to thank you for watching. I appreciate a thumbs up there if you can help me out, and let me know in the comments what you think. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. And until next time guys, tally ho.